On behalf of the Standing Committee on Executive Appointment and Government Investigation, we would like to welcome Governor Torres' representative, Mr. Jose M. De La Cruz, the appointee, Mr. Jonathan Christopher A. Manglonia, elected officials, dignitaries, and members of the general public. Before we proceed forward with this public hearing, let me first introduce the members of this committee. Starting from my left is the Senator from the island of Tinian, Senator Carl King Neighbors. And next to him is the floor leader of the Senate, Senator Vinny Sablon. And next to him is the vice chairman of this standing committee, Senator Victor B. Hokuk from the island of Rhoda. And joining us this morning is the Senate President, Senator Jude U. F. Snyder. And I'm the chairman of this standing committee, Senator Francisco Q. Cruz from the island of Tinian. I would also like to announce a couple of things in informational purpose regarding code of conduct during this public hearing. Today, the members of this standing committee are conducting a public hearing on the appointment of Mr. Jonathan Christopher A. Manglonia to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Election Commission to represent the island of Tinian. The public will be invited to make comments as to whether you support or oppose the appointee before this morning. We value your input. However, any comments beyond the facts of the appointee or comments that are not directly related with this public hearing will not be entertained, and such comment will be removed from the record. At the same time, please observe minimal noises in disrupting this hearing process, and please turn your electronic to a silent mode. Thank you. Let us now begin. This public hearing is now in session. Today is November 3rd, 2022, at approximately 10:24 in the morning here in the Tinian Courthouse, San Jose, Tinian. This is a public hearing regarding the appointment of Mr. Jonathan Christopher A. Manglonia by Governor Ralph De Longer Torres to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Election Commission to represent the island of Tinian pursuant to 1 CMC, subsection 6102. Ms. Jolene B. Tagabel will be our clerk for this hearing. Mr. Ben Turlai will be our sergeant at arms. Mr. Jonathan Diaz will be in charge with IT, social media, and Facebook. And Ms. Antoinette Villagomez will be our legal counsel and will all serve accordingly. At this time, I'd like to ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Senator Francisco Q. Cruz,
Here.
Senator Victor B. Hokuk, Senator Carl King Neighbors, Senator Justo S. Kirigot, Senator Vinny F. Sablan. Mr. Chairman, 4 members are present, 1 member is absent.
Thank you, clerk. With 4 members present, we have the necessary number to proceed with this public hearing. However, the Vice President of the Senate, Senator Justo Kirugua, is accused for this hearing. At this time, do I hear a motion to adopt agenda?
Motion to adopt today's agenda.
There's a motion to adopt our agenda for this public hearing. I will second it. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. At this time, I'd like to ask Sergeant at Arms to please escort the appointee and the governor's rep to the podium. And sir, before you give the introduction or introduce the governor's appointee to this committee, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Hafaday and good morning, Chairman Cruz, an honorable member of this committee. For the record, my name is Jose M. De La Cruz, Governor's representative under the Governor's Office for the island of Tinian. I'm here on behalf of Governor Ralph De Longer Torres to formally introduce Mr. Jonathan Christopher A. Manglonia, Governor's nominee to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Election Commission representing the 2nd Senatorial District. By this time, you should have in your possession Jonathan's resume describing his professional experiences, and education. I know he stands ready to answer your questions and report his plans for the future. Therefore, on behalf of Governor Ralph De Leon Torres, I humbly ask, I humbly request for your support and favor of this decision in confirming the appointee to serve as the member of the Commonwealth Election Commission. Thank you, Jesus Masi Angeliso, for the opportunity to introduce him to this august body.
Thank you, Mr. De La Cruz. And at this time, I'd like to ask the appointee, Mr. Jonathan, to please stand and raise your right hand so the clerk can administer the oath. Clerk.
Mr. Jonathan Christopher A. Mangonia, you do solemnly swear under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you shall give in the matter at hand shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
You may take a seat. And I know that you submitted all required documents by this committee, but do you have anything else that you wish to present to the committee? You have the floor, but please state your name for the record. You can just put the mic here.
Good morning, everyone. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone that are here. To my family and friends, thank you for the support. I would like to extend my gratitude to our Governor Torres for nominating me as a member of the Commonwealth Election Committee, to our very own Mayor Odon and the whole Tinan Municipal Councils. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve the community in another way. I bring integrity, commitment, and trust the same way I serve our community as a firefighter and EMT myself. I once again committed to learn and serve our community the best way I can. Once again, thank you very much. Jesus Masi.
Thank you, Mr. Manglonia. And before I recognize the member of the public that are here in the gallery, I would like first to recognize those entities that are invited to deliver testimony. The Honorable Mayor Edwin P. Odon. And sir, before you proceed, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This. Sorry about that, Mr. Chairman and committee members. I had it on my cell phone and it suddenly disappeared. Half a day, Tiro, and good morning, everyone gathered here today. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the chairman, Mrs. Kuku Cruz, the honorable members of the EAGI committee, resident department heads, community members, and everyone else present this morning. Thank you for being here today for the appointment of Jonathan Christopher A. Manglonia. For the record, my name is Edwin P. Odon, Mayor of the beautiful island of Tinian and Nagigan. As mayor, I am here to testify before the appointing committee in full support of Mr. Jonathan Manglonia for the vacant position of the Commonwealth Election Commission representing the 2nd Senatorial District. Before I give my testimony in support of Mr. Manglonia, I would like to first recognize all the former members of this respective board and for their hard work and contributions during their time as representatives, and also for the existing board members. Your efforts and dedication is greatly appreciated. Mr. Jonathan Manglonia continues to be a proactive worker to this day in our community. His proactiveness, which can be determined by Mr. Manglonia's early career as a long-tenured public relations officer and VIP host at the Dynasty Hotel and Casino, With his early start in public relations, Mr. Manglonia garnered a handful of vital skills and experience, which include building and maintaining positive environment for employees, good communication skills in press, meetings, and on social media, creative mind to think out of the box for new and innovative ideas to benefit the organization as a whole, staying focused on not only his duties, but the duties of others as a whole to ensure no mistakes have been made. After his long 10 years as public relations officer and VIP host, it wasn't long until Mr. Manglonia applied for the Fire Academy under the Department of Fire and the Emergency Medical Service as firefighter 2, emergency medical technician, and now as a fire inspector. Looking back at what Mr. Manglonia's career, Looking back at Mr. Manglonia's career, it is evident that he has experience serving his community. I'm confident that he will be a great representative as a Commonwealth Election Commission board with the knowledge and skill he has gained from prior experiences. Before I conclude my testimony, I would like to thank everyone for being here today and for allowing me the opportunity to express my support for Mr. Manglonia. I believe that he will be a great addition to the team, and I hope that this honorable committee will approve and confirm his appointment. Thank you, Jesus Masi, and may you all have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next on the list, the 18th Tinan Municipal Council. Any member of the present Tinan Municipal Council or staff that is here to deliver testimony? No one? Let the record reflect there is no one from the 18th Tinan Municipal Council. The Executive Director of the Commonwealth Election Commission, Ms. Kayla S. Igato. Again, please, before you proceed, state your name for the record. Thank you.
Good morning, Hafid and Tiro, Chairman Cruz, honorable members on the executive appointment and government investigation. My name is Kayla S. Igito, the Executive Director for the Commonwealth Election Commission. I appreciate the opportunity to provide my testimony in favor of Governor Ralph DeLongero Torres' nomination of Mr. Jonathan Manglonia to the Commonwealth Election Commission Board, representing the 2nd Senatorial District, Tinian. As the 2022 general election is right around the corner, it is very important and crucial we have Mr. Manglonia confirmed to the Commonwealth Election Commission Board to ensure that CEC meets and maintains quorum requirements. I look forward to working with Mr. Manglonia to uphold CEC's mission to a fair, honest, orderly, and impartial election, most especially as we approach the 2022 general election. I respectfully seek this honorable body to act on Mr. Manglonia's nomination and expedite his confirmation, as the election is only 5 days away. Thank you, Sizus Masi Zanhili Soremi.
Thank you, Director Igito. And also for the record, I would like to recognize the chairman of the Commonwealth Election Commission, Mr. Sablan, and members of the Election Commission that are here from the Aurora and Saipan, and as well as Tinian. At this time, I would like to recognize the members of the Commonwealth Election Commission who wishes to come forward and deliver testimony in regards to this morning public hearing. And again, to all wishes to come forward, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman and members of this committee. My name is Jesus Aisablan. I am presently the chairman of the CEC board. To be honest with you, I don't really know Mr. Manglonia personally, but I will once you confirm him. It is critical that you confirm him due to the fact of the following. Tinian is only represented by one member, which is Mr. Ataw, and we need one representative from Tinian and one from Rota, and at least 5 members to have a quorum. So it's critical that we have him on board. At this point in time, we only have 6 members. One of our members will be leaving sometimes most likely and hopefully not before the election. So it's critical that we have him on board. If that member leaves before the election, that it will come down to 5 members. If the representative from Tinian does not make it to the election day, then the election will be jeopardized. So in lieu of that, I am humbly requesting for your favor consideration in confirming. Like I said earlier, I don't know him personally, but I will once you confirm him. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Sablan. Any other member of the Election Commission? No one else? If no one else from the members of the Election Commission, I would like to entertain now public comments. Again, as I mentioned earlier, that any comments that is raised that are not directly related with this public hearing will not be entertained, and such comment will be removed from the record. And before anyone wishes to come forward, either you're in support or not in support, you're free to come forward and deliver your testimony. Again, before you come forward and deliver your testimony, please state your name for the record. At this time, public comment is now open for any members of the general public that are here in the gallery wishes to come forward. Please come forward. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of this August body, and to all present, good morning to you. As a member of the voting public of Tinian, and seeing that we only have one member in Mr. Atto, and I believe that Mr. Manglonia possesses wisdom, integrity, and sense of duty, I am appearing before this August body to humbly ask that you give him your favorable advice and consent on his nomination to be a member of the Commonwealth Election Commission. At the same time, I would like to extend my appreciation to the Honorable Governor for nominating Mr. Manglonia to this important board. Again, I ask for your favorable consideration. And for the record, and I'm sorry, Guahu C. Henry Joseph of Schneider San Nicolas. Thank you, then good morning.
Jesus Marcia, Mr. San Nicolas. Still open for public comment. Again, please state your name for the record before you deliver your testimony, or even after you deliver your testimony. That's not a problem.
Buenos días para todos, Santo, especialmente Chairman Ode Cruz, Francisco Cruz, and the members naman presente pa ako nani ton imensot mami as Mayor Edwin Aldan dan ni Congressman mami si Patrick San Nicolas, dan todo yung manggagi gini naman presente ni Proma no witness si Doña confirmation si Mr. Jonathan Christopher Manglonia. Tugos na padgon lo umay ko ni ikrikat ni para umana gaji. Talo uno na representante ginin tiniyan. Ugagago hamzo ni members and Mr. Chairman na po favor confirma si Mr. Jonathan Christopher Manglonia cosa que kabalis i-commissioners gay para i mamayla na November 8 na no eleksyon. Debilita na halong sa según gay doña resume, uliin na trust dan gwa konfiansa ko na protogi itutunan ni promanain na responsibilidad. Pues no dispensa do sa to identify so ani pa ko sa mampuso excited na pabigawgam do no konsiderasyon medyo na sa pagtosan medyo na umakonfirma. Wow, si Galormina si Sipera matututo pago para ikinian join legislative delegation. Si Diyos Masi.
Jesus Marcia, Ms. Pera.
Talumbiay, no honorable chairman and members of this honorable body. For the record, my name is Jose M. De La Cruz, a member of this wonderful community here in Tinian. No, I know Mr. Manglone very well. He's been an outstanding member of our community. I have all the confidence in the world that he will do a wonderful job for this new endeavor. I appreciate very much your favorable confirmation, hopefully soon enough. Our early votes is already on the third day, and election is just 5 days away, and we want to make sure that we have enough commissioners there to make sure that everything is done properly. I'm not gonna try to say more. All I'm asking is your favorable confirmation on this outstanding member of our community. I am fully confident that he will do a wonderful job there. Thank you. Jesus Masi.
Thank you, Mr. De La Cruz. I see members of the family of the appointee also free to come forward and testify if you wish.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and the honorable members of this committee. No, Nanu si Patrick Siniclaus, citizen of the island of Tinian. I came here on my personal capacity to testify in front of this House body in favor of the nominee, Mr. Jonathan Christopher A. Manglona, to serve as a board of the Commonwealth Election Commission. First, I want to thank the mayor for recommending Mr. Manglona to serve on the election commission. And thank you also to Governor Torres for having the confidence and faith in Mr. Manglona. I know this guy. I know him. It's very respectable, and I too have the confidence in him in doing all the jobs that he has been tasked to do. So I'm here to support the confirmation of Mr. Manglona, and I ask these honorable members, honorable committee, to please expedite the confirmation for Mr. Manglona. I believe that he will do a good job as a board of the election commission. But still, no, thank you.
Thank you, Congressman San Nicolas. Still open for public comment. Once we close public comment and entertain the committee, will not go back to public comment. So this is the opportunity. And again, please, before you deliver your testimony, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Good morning, Manmagas. Inaon si Steven San Nicolas King Jr. Representing the Departamento ni Commerce as a ABTC Officer 2. I'm here to ask your guys' favorable support to expedite the nomination of Mr. Manglona. Pokoknya natin sinabi sa kanam sa talo niya fa niya credentials sa taman man masangan todos tamonan. Niya credentials no. Tabi describe si Mr. Manglona ibion niya. Sumelu dan si Tato. For example, pretty much well versed with si Mr. Manglona. Na mukha naman dong kulay mo lo dati uli mo kaya tagaguan niya kinusong ki publiko. And is present serving the public as a DFM's employee in the Department of Fire. Ganyan. Ano na, uvavaisin ni pen naiton sa si Mr. Manglona so serve talo yung community data ti Tiñana lo asa ho asa cinema. Thank you. And good morning.
Thank you, Mr. King. Still open for public comment?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members. For the record, my name is Esteban Cabrera. I am here today to give my full unconditional support to the nominee, Mr. Jonathan Manglonya, to the Commonwealth Election Commission. I've come to know Mr. Manglonya as a very respectable and a humble man. And with that, you've also have one of his credentials. With the nomination from Governor Torres, knowing that he has the confidence in Mr. Manglonia's ability to serve, it's no wonder that he is where he is today. With that, Mr. Chairman and members, I earnestly and humbly ask for the favorable confirmation. And I'm hoping that at least in the next session, he can be confirmed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cabrera. Still open for public comment? Anyone else? If no one else, public comment is now closed. At this time, we'd like to ask Mr. Cabrera to recognize those letters that are submitted.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Senate EAGI Committee, Mr. Manglonia, members of the general public, in addition to the oral testimonies received today on the executive appointment of Mr. Jonathan Christopher A. Manglonia to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Election Commission, please be advised of one additional written testimony officially received in support of the appointee from the Honorable Edwin P. Odon, Mayor of the Municipality of Tinian and Nagigan. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Jolene. At this time, I'd like to recognize from the Island of Tinian, member of this Tanning Committee, Senator Carl King Neighbors.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning to everybody here today. Thank you for making the time to be here with us. It is truly an honor. Most especially, thank you to you, Mr. Manglonia. I don't have any questions, Mr. Chairman. I would like to say that I had the opportunity to work with you on two different occasions, disasters here on Tinian. First, Typhoon Yutu in our response, your first responder, and as well during our COVID pandemic response. You were part of our community-based testing when we rolled it out of the hospital. I've always known you to be so willing to volunteer your time and put yourself in harm's way to serve our community. And it's no surprise to me that you are furthering that commitment to our community by accepting the nomination. So thank you again, and I yield back, Chair.
Thank you, Senator Neighbors. Now I would like to recognize from the Island of Saipan, the floor leader of the Senate, Senator Vinny Sablan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning to everyone that's present here in this hearing, to the Mayor of Tinian and Naguiguan, Mayor Adan. Thank you for being here, and it's always a pleasure to be back in Tinian. I always say that I never waste an opportunity to come and travel to Tinian. I'm sad that I'll only be here for a couple hours, but I'll make the best of all those hours and I'll be back. Also, I'd like to thank the Election Commission, the board members. It's really, I was telling Senator Caro, it's nice to see a lot of the board members here. It's very comforting that you're here, and it's a testament of your support for the nominee. To the families also that are here, it's important to be here for the nominee. Good morning and welcome, Mr. Manglonia. First, I want to thank you for your service, your continued service at DFEMS, and of course protecting life and property, and keeping the island of Tinian and CNMI safe. Also, thank you for accepting the nomination from the governor. As the director of the Election Commission said, we have 5 days, 5 days away from the election. You're gonna have your hands full. You're gonna have to just start running once you once you get confirmed. But be comforted that you have great board members that are going to be beside you and a great team at the Commonwealth Election Commission under the leadership of Director Kayla. So my advice is just use your resources that you have. Ask questions to the members. Ask for guidance if there's any direction that you need. Also, there's there's a lot of references you can use, right? You're gonna have to get really in depth with the election law and also the policies and regulations of the Election Commission. But I'm sure you'll work well with the members, and most importantly, Mr. Manglonia, really embrace this experience to be a board member. You never know what else is out there for you. And if you embrace this experience and you learn from it, there's other places to go after this. So I want to thank you for stepping up and your will to serve and represent the people of Tinian in the Election Commission. So we'll be seeing you during the election, and I wish you luck in all your future endeavors. Thank you. I yield my time, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Floor Leader. Now I would like to recognize the Vice Chairman of this committee, Senator Victor B. Hokuk from the Island of Rhode.
Thank you, Chairman Cruz, and good morning to everyone in the chamber, and to you, Mr. Jonathan Christopher Manglonia, and the Honorable Mayor. Thank you for always having present to every nominee that the municipality of Tinian, before the Senate, and thank you for that support. Mr. Jonathan Manglonia, I have not met you here on the island, right? And this is the first time we met together. Okay. Do you love your job today?
Yes.
Your present job?
My present job.
So you know that, and I like to extend my appreciation and thank you for stepping up on the plate to have an added responsibility, despite the fact that your time also requires tremendous time on your primary job obligation, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you one question.
Yes, sir.
Have you been participating in any political gathering on the island or elsewhere?
To be honest, no.
Never?
No.
No, I just want to affirm that because, once the Senate confirm you, you know the boundary of political involvement,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
So I just want to make sure that you get that to understand that that's one of the critical policies of the board member serving the election commission that shall not be part of any election political gathering and so forth. So, hearing all your from the testimony that they provide the committee, that you have a very good status in the community, and I just want you to hold and maintain that. And I was just asking the president, is the session today will be part of the agenda is for your confirmation. And Mr. Manglonia, that you only have 5 days to really sit down, know, and understand. But one thing I'm going to guarantee you, that these present board members are well experienced. The executive director is well experienced. And you can help, you can seek guidance from them without really, busting your brains to understand every section of the law. But the key important part there is is what was put on the table for action and approval by the members if there should be question. And I know that you have a law enforcement background, so you should understand the merit of every challenge or cases before the commission. And also, with that displayed within the public about your ability and passion to continue to help in this venture to assist also, and it's a good exposure for you also to understand, and in the future you may help others that will be interested to serve likewise, no?
Yes.
So I ask you, don't be shy to ask any board commission members here if you feel that you want to ask them to understand quickly. I think that's the best way to understand, the most important action of the commission. Because if I'm going to say that you can understand the whole election law, I'm pretty sure I'm lying to myself. No, but I trust that by accepting this appointment that you're able to help the second senatorial move forward along with the other members in the Commonwealth Election Commission. So I hope that the request from the general public and other members for expedition of confirmation, I just want to assure that if that is taken up today, that definitely we will ensure that you have at least 40 hours, maybe only 100 hours to really sit down and work your way up, no? Right?
Yes, right on.
So, all right. I don't have any more question to Mr. Manglonia, but I feel confident that, your background will really also assist other members of the commission to share. And don't be shy to voice out your concern among the members. You got to say it out the way you think and feel. Because if you're shy, they cannot hear you. If you don't talk, they cannot hear you.
I'll keep that in mind, Senator Hoku.
Huh?
I'll keep that in mind.
All right.
And I'm very much looking forward to working with the committees.
Good. So with that said, Mr. Chairman, I yield back the floor to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Now I would like to recognize the honorary member of this committee, the Senate President, Senator Juju of Snyder.
Mr. Mossi, Mr. Chairman, I would like to express my half a day and welcome to everyone, Mr. Mayor, Congressman, and any other member of the elected leaders, the families of the appointee, your Board of Election members. You guys came in full swing. That's pretty impressive. And also the representative for Governor's Office, Mr. Joe De La Cruz. I don't have a question, Mr. Chairman, but I just want to go and mention that one of the testimony presented this morning, I thought that it's very critical. And I appreciate Chairman Sablan for expressing the critical aspect of this hearing today, and that you've gone on record to say that you need the appointment to be done because of quorum issue. I think that's important to note. And everybody knows the time frame that we have before us, as what was mentioned by other members. But I also wanted to express my appreciation for the mayor and the TINA leadership and the Governor Torres for considering the nomination for Mr. Jonathan Manglonia. And I want to express my appreciation for Jonathan for taking up this opportunity. I don't want to go through what you just said. I think your character speaks for itself. You got the full support of the community that are here before us today from all walks of life. If you notice the composition of the board members that are here, there's a retired military, a veteran. There's a businesswoman. There's a government employment. There's all kinds. Those are diverse of um, of knowledge, no, and experiences. So, being a new, potentially the new representative, you have a lot of guidance before you if confirmed. But maybe the question I can direct to Kayla, Director, if I may ask, if you can step up to the Mr. Chairman. I just want to ask one question to Kayla because I think it's fair to ask her. Can you just, for the record, uh, inform this committee or inform us or me uh, who advises you in terms of the legal aspect, and is there an independent counsel, or where does he or she fall as far as a legal advice?
I get the legal advice from the Attorney General's office. Right now, we have Deputy Lillian Tenorio appointed to our office.
Okay, so obviously Lilian's not here, right?
No, she's not.
Okay, so are you okay with that she's not here to witness this proceeding?
She's taking care of something else in Saipan right now.
Okay, all right, thank you, Director. Okay, so Jonathan, if confirmed, please note that you represent the state level as a board. That's why you've gone through the EAGI, and you'll be taken into consideration by the Senate as a whole. So always remember that you are the board, and they report to you. So at any time and any way that you feel in the confines of the election law, do not hesitate to ask questions, especially to Kayla is very knowledgeable, as what was mentioned earlier. So thank you for taking this up, and I look forward to, I believe we have a session this afternoon of which we're going to take up the AGI report for consideration. This is Masi, everyone. I'm Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. President. Usually on members that are, or individuals that are appointed by the administration that is new, we don't usually ask questions, but rather the person that is not under oath, we requested to, if the members did not object, we allowed the executive director or the chairman of the election commission to raise questions that are affecting that office. So if no objection from the member, I would like to ask that the executive director of the election commission to come forward and maybe perhaps assist the committee with questions that might be raised. Can you please, Director, since the appointee is new, I am not really sure whether he's given all the package to review the bylaws of the election commission or the regulation or the protocol of the Commonwealth Election Commission. So there's some concern that were raised by the members of the general public in regards to those that are been either receiving letters from, most especially off-island voters. And my concern here is I'm not trying to micromanage the election commission. I highly respect that you do your job as what is stated on the law, but this is the concern that I raised during a scholarship public hearing, because these two are almost like related with election qualification or to be eligible. So I am not sure whether the Sinamai scholarship office, which office in regards to individuals that are going off island, attending college in any part of the United States, and that avail to the Sinamai scholarship, and that requires, I believe, one of the criteria that requires for a student to be qualified to avail to that program is they have to be a registered voter of the Commonwealth. So I don't know whether or not they reach your office to discuss whether or not that those are affected, and if it's not, then it's okay. And also with the Sinamaya homestead program. You have to be a registered voter in order for you to avail to that program. And I think some of our residents from all the three senatorial districts, some of our residents relocate to the mainland USA, either to go to school, join the military or the armed forces, or seek for job opportunity. Most especially in Aurora, that we only have mom and pop. We barely growing at this point, especially with the pandemic issue. So I'm not sure whether or not, but Director, can you look into that and maybe perhaps with the board look into those gray areas that have been brought to our attention in regards to those, because we, as much as possible, will try to, to assist our resident in regards of those two very critical area, the homestead program and the cinema scholarship.
Yes, Chairman, we will look into that and I will work closely with the board.
And in that regard, if that requires legislation, then let us know. So maybe
will.
perhaps we will seek legal guidance from the legal counsel whether or not that's not unconstitutional to do such legislation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And you may go on. I appreciate your. Or any member wish to raise question from the. Thank you, Senator Cook and Mr. Jonathan Manglonia. I appreciate your commitment accepting this responsibility. It was raised by the members in regards to, having another responsibility and accepting such a important. I know this is just when it comes to early election or every 2 years to discuss matters, but I believe that even though it's not an election year, educate yourself with the laws of the election commission so you'll be able to work diligently with the other sitting members and especially the executive director and the staff of that new office. So with that, again, I ask that you work cooperatively and diligently with the sitting member and the office of that election commission. If there's any concern from the general public, address them and also seek law advice from the legal counsel. So that thank you for your commitment to accept that position.
It's
If
an
no
honor.
more questions or concern from the members to raise, I will proceed forward with the agenda. Thank you. This time, I would like to recognize Ms. Dagobut to recognize any other no opposition. Thank you. At this time, no public comments are taken. Let the record reflect that there are also written testimony submitted from the individual in support of the appointee before this committee and will be included in the Senate Standing Committee recommendation report, along with oral testimonies presented this morning to be forwarded before the full Senate members in consideration for confirmation or rejection. At this time, before we adjourn, I would like to extend on behalf of the Standing Committee our appreciation to Governor Torres' representative, Mr. C.M. De La Cruz, the appointee, Mr. Jonathan Christopher A. Manglonia, and most especially the members of the general public for your participation and involvement during this important public hearing process. And we certainly hope that we continue this dialogue of communication between us, the elected officials, and the public to keep you abreast and informed of our current and future Senate hearings ahead that relate to public best interests. This concludes this public hearing for today. Do I hear a motion for adjournment?
Motion, second.
There's a motion on the floor for adjournment and was seconded. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. This public hearing is now adjourned.